Welcome inside the studios of WTHR in downtown Indianapolis. Thanks so much for joining us for this Indiana Fever special. That is Eli Gehn. I am Dominic Miranda. We're pleased tonight to give you an inside look into how this team is taking on this highly anticipated season.
Yeah, so in the offseason, these players got paid, and rightfully so. Caitlyn Clark is in year 3. Stephanie White in her 2nd year at the helm. Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell are 2 of the best vets in the game. The anticipation, Dom, as you mentioned, is high, and this franchise wants a championship.
Hey, that's what everybody wants. We're basically a third of the way through the season, which is pretty crazy. Ahead of the season, though, Eli, you got a chance to sit down and really go in depth with a lot of these players.
I did. And you can't talk Fever without talking about CC. Caitlyn Clark, I went one-on-one with her about her growth with the team over the last couple of years.
What were kind of some of those things last year when you were watching, from a distance that were like, oh, I never really thought about that before? Was there anything along those lines?
I don't think it's anything like crazy. I think it's just the way that, when you're in the heat of a game, things get really competitive, and I think as a leader and as a point guard, what can you do to help your teammates be better? That's my job on the floor, and what can I do that will, get the most out of them, whether that's, they've missed a few shots, what's going to encourage them to get them back on track, or, the game's not going well for the team in general, we've given up a 10-0 run, how do you respond in those moments? And obviously it's a lot easier when you're not competitive with it. Obviously I'm competitive and I want us to win, but when you don't have the jersey on, there's a little bit different of a feeling. So I think understanding those things and just also getting to see how my teammates interact with one another that are playing and how they respond well to some things and maybe not well to other things, and just kind of taking that with me into this year.
And then of course it's year 2 under Stephanie White as well. Is there, despite maybe not playing as much on the floor, is there a comfortability just knowing the system of how she runs things and adapting to it?
Yeah, I think, I was still around. I was at every single practice. I was at every single game. I know the system. I know it well. I still played 13 games, and I think me and Steph have a great relationship, and you need that if you're the point guard with your head coach. You're kind of like the extension of the coach on the court. So I think we have a great relationship. I think there's still a lot of areas that I can continue to learn and improve, and I think we'll get back to a lot of that, and it helps when you have a lot of bodies too. You can't play super fast and up-tempo when you only have about 6 players you can put in the game. So get back to a lot of that, and you have to give our coaching staff and the players from last year a lot of credit of their way to adjust and kind of adapt with the different lineups we had, the different people coming in. And so hopefully this year we can have some familiarity between who's on the floor and the way we're playing.
Even despite all that last year, you guys were 1 game away from going to the WNBA Finals. What does that say about the culture? And then how does that translate into 2026?
I think it speaks certainly to the culture more than anything. There's quite a few players that were not on the team to start the year that came in, and they were all in. It wasn't about them. It was about how can we make the Fever the best that they can be in every single game. And even some players that were getting DNPs to start the year. They weren't seeing a minute of action that were playing in the overtime of Game 5 to reach the finals, because we lost AB to foul trouble and then we lost Kelsey to injury. So, you're down basically the 2 players that have kind of carried the load through the season, and we're still basically a foul call away from possibly reaching the finals still. So. I think that speaks to the culture and the way that everybody's really valued here, whether you're playing 30 minutes a game or whether you're not getting off the bench, and also that speaks to the people that weren't getting off the bench. They stayed ready, they got extra shots up, they knew the system, they knew the scout, and kind of just were ready for their number to be called. But Steph really values that part of it, so those are the type of people she brings in, and just proud of those people, and I think that culture will stay the same going into this year as well.
But what's going to be the identity of this Fever team in 2026?
Man, I think just the culture part of it, I think we've built that over the course of, especially the last year, but even when I first got here, they had great culture. It was just getting all the right pieces put together and doing it in the right way. So, it's a team that I think, first and foremost loves each other more than anything, and they want their teammates to succeed, and that's why you've seen us have a lot of success over the course of the last few years. And, right now, our goal is to win now and win championships, and I think we have everything in the locker room we need to do that. And we're also going to have a lot of fun doing it, and we're going to celebrate each other, and we're going to celebrate with the fans, and that's what makes it so fun. So give the fans a show and, enjoy this with them.
So much hype around CC coming into the league. #1 overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft. Came into the pros with her name already in the college basketball record books.
Yeah, and that didn't stop once she got to the W. So let's highlight these milestones that Caitlyn has reached so far this season. All right, we got the most 30-plus point, 10-plus assist games in WNBA history. She has 3 of them. The league has 4 combined.
Jeez.
Damn.
Fastest player to reach 500 assists, just 59 games. Fastest player to reach 1,000 points, 250 rebounds, 250 assists, just 54 games. Talk about well-rounded.
No kidding. Yeah.
I mean, she's just one of one. It's awesome, awesome stuff. All right, hey, one thing we know about the Indiana Fever, they have some pretty sweet swag on and off the court.
Yes, they do. Samantha Johnson is at Gamebridge Fieldhouse with the process behind some of the team gear. Hey, Sam.
Hey guys, welcome inside the Indiana Fever team store here at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. We know the Fever look good and we know Fever fans look good, and it's thanks to a lot of this swag that, by the way, takes a lot of time to create before you get to see the work in person. And one of the team members who helps make all of this possible is Lauren Roa, the Vice President of Merchandising and Retail. What a cool job.
Thank you. It's so great to have you here at the team store.
Thank you. We want to talk specifically about the new Rebel jersey this year. These are so cool. And you pointed out, Lauren, this is a first to have Indy on the chest?
Yes, absolutely. So this uniform came out early May. This is the first time that we've had Indy on the chest. This design took about 2 years to create. We made it in collaboration with our partners out at Nike. We had an internal designer that helped with the graphic, and so we were super excited where this landed, and it's been really fun to see it on court.
And one thing you pointed out right away is the color red, right? Talk to us about the red in this market.
Yeah, absolutely. So red is really a color that we own on the Fever side. In our family of brands, you know, we have gold and navy with the Pacers and our Boom team. So we really feel like this is a unique point of view for our Fever franchise and in women's sports.
If you have not been down to the team store lately, please come down and check everything they have to offer. There's a really cool way this team is honoring home games, and there is a way for you to get on it with a pretty cool patch. We're going to show you those coming up in just a few minutes. We'll see you soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Sam. Big time swag.
Love
the Fever swag.
Yeah, it's great too. And I actually went to the game for the first time as a fan last week. That stuff goes quickly.
Quickly, and how about the environment also?
It's just good
Just
stuff.
as a
Good
fan.
vibes all around. Hospitality is great. Got myself a Kelsey Mitchell sweat jersey as well.
Sweat jersey.
Good stuff. All right, still ahead. Aaliyah Boston, we sit down one-on-one to talk with her about her standout season after signing that massive contract with the team. That's coming up next.
Hey, welcome back to our Fever special right here on Channel 13. Tonight we're talking with one of the backbones of this Indiana Fever.
Yeah, seriously. So we have Aaliyah Boston. She's been with the team 3 years now after being drafted as the #1 pick in 2023. Now we're talking one-on-one about her future with the Fever.
First off, congratulations on the new contract.
Oh, thank you.
Such a deserved and earned thing that you've gotten. What would rookie Aaliyah think about that moment for you?
Yeah, I think rookie Aaliyah would just be super, super excited. I mean, coming to the W, that's been a dream of mine for some time now. So to get to the W and then get a contract like this a few years later, I mean, it's just special. Like, God has seriously blessed me in ways that I can't even count. And so, I mean, she'd just be super happy.
And now it's like you're kind of solidified here for the next 4 years with the Fever. What made that an easy decision to want to stay here for the long term?
Yeah, I mean, I love playing basketball in Indiana. I think just the people that I have around me, the coaching staff, they just allow me to enjoy playing basketball and have fun. I think when you're having fun, that's the best time to play basketball and be a part of it. And so that's kind of just where I'm at right now. So I'm super excited. And yeah, 4 years, I mean, I'm just pumped. Like, I think the fans, they do a great job every single time they show up for our home games, they show up for our away games. Like, there's no better fan base to play in front of. And so I'm just enjoying every minute of it.
And last year, too, you took such an elevated step with your playmaking ability, your passing ability. What went into that success that you had last year?
Yeah, I think just reading the floor. I know we had our team looked just so crazy as the days went on, but I think for me and Kelsey even, it was just about being consistent, continue to be who we are, and I think we just found each other in different ways. And yeah, I think obviously my assist numbers went up, but I think my teammates just did a great job of hitting shots.
Being drafted 10th overall, your excitement to have her on this roster here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited for Raven. I think Raven's just a competitor. Like, Raven wants to win. She loves to win, and that's just who she is. And so when she comes out on the court, she's going to give it her all. Everything that it takes to win this game, she's going to do that. So I was super excited. Obviously, my Gamecock sister, when Raven came into college, like, she was my freshie. And so it's just super exciting that she's starting her rookie year off here, and I'm just glad I can be in that part of her life right now.
And then, of course, Caitlyn coming back this year, too. Only 13 games she played in last year, so it's obviously just difficult to get her on the floor with everybody. But having her back, what does she do on the floor, off the floor, that helps elevate this franchise?
Yeah, I think just her pace of play. Like, Caitlyn loves to play fast. She loves to get up and down that floor. Obviously, we know her passing ability is tremendous. And so when you have a passer like that at the top, at the head, I mean, everyone runs faster. Everyone gets out. You know, the energy's high. And I think that's why we just all love playing together, because we know the pace we're going to play with is exactly how everyone wants to play. So it's just super fun to be out on the court together.
And then, of course, this year, there's one goal in mind, that is to win a championship.
Yes, 100%.
What does this team need to do to get to that tier?
Yeah, approach every game like it's the last. I think when you give it your all every single day on the court, every single time, like that's the best you can do, is giving it your all. You can't come off a game and say, dang, I wish I did this better. Dang, I wish I ran harder. And I think when that's our mindset, it's going to just be super hard to beat, because we know that, listen, everything I do is for the person to my left and the person to my right, and it's to win a championship.
What's the identity that you want to instill within this team?
I think it's going to be resilience and determination. Like, I think that has to be our mindset, and when we play with that type of intensity every single time, it's going to just make everything else flow, and I think that just has to be our approach.
The Indiana Fever certainly lucky to have back-to-back #1 overall picks leading their franchise, and of course Caitlyn and Aaliyah.
Yeah, no question about it. Like the dynamic duo right there, guard and forward. And we were talking off camera, Aaliyah's improvement from beyond the three-point line.
Seriously.
Very impressive. All right, the All-Star Center also having a standout season before the All-Star break. Boston and Clark became the first WNBA teammate duo with 30-point double-doubles in the same game. I was at that game. That was fantastic. Boston, that was also career high that game, 34 points in that game earlier this month. Top 5 in Fever all-time scoring list. Signed richest contract by value in WNBA history after the new CBA. 4 years, $6.3 million. That feels good.
Securing the bag. All right, still ahead, we're sitting down with Stephanie White. The head coach talks struggles, success, and strategy for the season, coming up after the break.
I'm Caitlyn Clark. The Fever play right here on WTHR.
That's right. WTHR is your local home of the Fever, and who better to talk about the Fever with than head coach of the Fever, Stephanie White.
Yes, so she's been leading the team since 2024, obviously has history with the franchise as well, and it was just a game away from the finals last year despite an injury-ridden team. So we went one-on-one with her to talk about that experience and how it helped her prepare this team for this season.
And coming off a year that was, I would say, pretty unorthodox, I think is kind of maybe putting it lightly. What did you learn about yourself as a coach last year with everything that went on?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, we talk all the time to players about controlling what you can control, and it gave us an opportunity as a coaching staff to really live that, control what you can control, and then to put one foot in front of the other and to continue to go. I think it would have been easy to give in to circumstance, and it would have been easy to wallow around in self-pity, but I think at the same time it taught me, it taught us, all of us, that you can accomplish great things when you come together, and I truly believe that adversity doesn't build character, it reveals it, and the character of our team, the character of our group, the mindset that we had really showed through, and I think we all learned what kind of a team we wanted to continue to have here in our locker room, and so it was a great way, I think, for me too, learning to be even more creative on both ends of the floor, and I'm pretty structured in some of the things that I like to do, and sort of the way I like to approach implementing things throughout the course of the season. And it challenged me to get out of my comfort zone in that way. And so even though it sucked, I'm thankful for it because I think it made us all better.
I was going to say, so obviously too, you have a good core of the group that you guys want going forward here. How does that help, and how does that make you more excited about 2026 this summer?
Well, I think first and foremost it helps because we're not laying the foundation anymore. Right. We're not starting over. And we've never had, it's an unprecedented offseason. We've never had so many free agents and, all the change that came throughout the course of the offseason. And so the fear was that we would be starting over outside of the ones we knew were under contract. And so for us, I think the ability to take another step forward in terms of what we've implemented. We're not starting a lot of teaching day one. Our players are really taking ownership of being a player-led group.
And also benefiting the franchise. You have a new indoor facility that's still under construction but is opening just around the corner here. What does it say to have that dedication from this organization, to have that, and how does having a complex like that help this organization too? I
think first and foremost is it just shows the continued commitment that the Simon family, have had to our organization. From day one, the Simon family has been not just committed from a financial standpoint, but there was never a time from the year 2000 when we were established to now where there wasn't Indiana Pacers and Indiana Fever mentioned in the same sentence. And I think it shows the commitment level to this franchise. And now you take it a step further, and the elite opportunity we have from setting the standard. This is not just another practice facility. This is going to be the best practice facility, in the league. And this is going to be top-notch everything that you would want, and continue to be leaders and on the forefront of change for the W and for female athletes. And, for those of us who have been here from the beginning, to see what's happening across the street, it just, it's hard to put into words. It's meaningful in a lot of different ways, but again, so thankful and grateful to the Simon family and their commitment to this franchise and to female athletes across the world.
What do you want the identity of this team to be in 2026?
I want grit, toughness. I want us to have elite mental toughness. I want us to be a team that you always feel coming on both ends of the floor. I want us to be a team that competes so hard that every opponent doesn't want to play us because of how we play and because of how we prepare. Win, lose, or draw, like sometimes, things are out of your control. But I want every game the opponent to walk away and be like, that was a tough-ass team to play.
Man, fire me up. Still ahead, a limited edition collectible for Fever fans.
It's new this year. We'll tell you how to be part of the season's patch program after the break.
Hey, the Fever are hosting 2 more home games this week, Wednesday and Saturday, and there's a new way the team is celebrating each of those home matchups.
Yeah, so it's a little piece of history for fans. Sam is back with us from inside the team store.
Hey there, welcome back inside the team store. If you have been to a home game this season, you've been to the team store, you may have seen this. Enter for patch purchase only. This is limited edition. And what is it exactly? Lauren is back with us to talk more about this patch collection. Tell us about this.
Yes, so this is new for this season. Was thrilled to bring this to our Fever fans. So here's kind of the whole thing. We know everyone likes to collect. We've specially developed the patch program. Each game has its own design. It's themed for what's happening for that game. So for instance, like we had opening night here. It's got the team name, it's got the date. We did a pride theme. Race weekend, we had a game against the Valkyries, so we had racing flags. So there's 22 in total. I hope that everyone wants to collect them all. I can't wait to see the creativity. Jackets being made and all kinds of things.
22. We kind of like that number.
Yeah,
22. So that works out conveniently. So you can get them here in person for home games. You can also get them online?
Yeah. Okay. In store, online, we limit them 5 per person. Okay. And once they're gone, they're gone.
Yes. Enjoy them. Get them while you can. And maybe send us some pictures afterwards of the cool things you do with these patches. Lauren and I were talking about the jean jackets, how cool those are going to be too. Get them while you can. Limited edition. We like that around here. We'll see you soon.
Limited edition, mint condition.
That's for sure.
Hey, if you want some other Fever gear, there's a lot of good stuff, by the way. But how about Caitlyn Clark's signature shoe?
Goodness, the Caitlyn ones have officially launched. Cece's been teasing the new kicks for quite a while, and now Nike has released that shoe, and look how beautiful it is. Candy blue sneaks, all the little details on there that really make it a standout.
And she said comfort was main priority.
That's right.
According to Nike, the Fever superstar was a hands-on collaborator, working with their designers to get every detail right. There are nods to her initials, her number, plus according to Nike, there's innovative technology in these sneakers.
They're going to be $140. It's actually not bad for a shoe like this. They go on sale October 1st, so we have to wait a little bit at 10 o'clock in the morning on that day. So set an alarm and mark that calendar.
And we actually got to see Caitlyn in her new shoes in action, and it's been a raging success, I would say. That's your Fever special. It's been all sorts of fun. We're looking forward to see what the Fever can do this season. Thanks for watching here on Channel 13.